now that the Niners have a new quarterback, theoretically, and he's totally different, and they don't have a first-round pick, what do you think their draft priority should be?
The obvious is corner. The obvious is corner, but I feel like we need a proven corner. We really need someone to come in here and help immediately. We don't need any more developmental projects, whether we get a proven starter, because the Rams model is different than the 49ers model. And guess what? They prove theirs works.
Yeah.
Argue it either way you want. They have a Super Bowl. We don't. We invest draft capital. They give it away. And if you look at the statistics for the number of starters you get for more, they get to their second contract, I don't remember what the number is, but it's low in the first round. It's surprisingly low. And the rate at which they trade first rounders for proven starters is actually a higher success rate than drafting them yourself. So who's got this right?
That's really important to talk about, because the Niners have been the team that has kept their first round picks. But they have a very spotty record draft, and they have big whiffs. Javon Kinlaw, Mike McGlinchey. Some people disagree with it, but I mean, big whiffs and some hits. And I think now they have no first round picks for a while. Less like the Rams. Maybe they feel like, you know what? If you don't pick a Pro Bowl player in the first round, you get crushed by the media, by your fans. It's unrealistic. It's hard to do it. Let's just trade these picks for players who definitely are Pro Bowlers. You can do that.
It's a plug and play system that they have over there, and it works. What we are saying essentially is that, okay, you guys got Stafford, we got Trey Lance, and as long as Trey Lance works out, then it's kind of, it evens out. They gave up the same capital relatively that we did, and they got a Super Bowl winning quarterback, regardless of whether or not you want to say that he's elite or he's just a better Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever. I think the Niners will go for a corner, and I really don't want to see them not figure out a way to get into the first round. I really think they need to trade up into the middle or back end of the first round to get the corner that they want. And I feel this.
Yeah, good luck getting a shutdown corner at pick 61.
Situation for them.
You know what I mean?
Sorry?
Good luck getting a shutdown corner at pick 61. You got to trade up.
Exactly, and that's the thing is that why sit in the early, middle, and late rounds, knowing you won't get the guy you need, and then try to get value picks. Right now, you have a great roster that I think should have beaten the Rams. Kudos to the Rams, but I think the Niners gave that one away with the play calling. So they have the roster, but they do need another guy over there at corner. And Mosley needs to be like the second best corner we have. Ambry Thomas needs to be fully a developmental project. We need someone to play now. So we need to give up quite a bit to get into the first round, but I think we need to do it.
I still think they need a number one cornerback. The way that D'Amico calls games on defense indicates that he doesn't think that much of his corners. Like, he plays them way far off, 7, 8, 9 yards off with two deep safeties.
I agree with him. I don't think much of his corners either. And I think he
could. Me too. And he was more aggressive with them earlier in the season, and they gave up lots of big plays and
which I think he should. I think that's good leadership, because it would be like us coming into a new team and being like, I think you all suck, so I'm going to call my defense that way. You got to let them prove themselves.
Right. So we agree with how he perceives his cornerbacks, but I don't think they want to have that kind of a defense. I mean, it burned them at the end. They couldn't come close to matching up with Cooper Kupp. So what I think they need is a number one corner who could play outside the base defense, and then a nickel go to the slot the way Carlos Rogers did. And that way, Ambry Thomas can be your number 3 corner. He plays outside in the nickel, but isn't a starter. And Emmanuel Mosley is a number 2. Now, you could either get that guy in the draft,
or a veteran, though,
or you could get Stephon Gilmore.
So here's what I think.
Yeah.
I love draft. I love drafting players. I think it's fun. It's cool to analyze them. It's awesome to see how they work out. I feel like I get closer to their school they came from as I look into them. However, I feel like the time for good feelings in this franchise are over. I don't think that we can draft a guy that should work out. We have to trade for a guy that will. And the thing is, I feel we have put ourselves behind the 8 ball when it comes to not developing our secondary properly and drafting the correct players. So the time to draft a first-round corner, I think, was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, agreed.
We didn't. So now we are kind of like in the Rams position where they had to go out and get Ramsey. And they gave up. I mean, they sold the farm for him. They gave up a lot for that guy. But I saw him all over the Super Bowl. I saw him all over the playoffs. We all know who he is. He's arguably the best at his position. He's the lockdown man. That being said, I think that Stephon Gilmore, even if he's not Ramsey, damn, he would be a really solid player in this secondary, and he would at least erase a problem. I think the upside to get to him in a new system is very high, and I think that he could go right back to his Pro Bowl years.
Absolutely. If they could get a corner in the draft, that'd be better because you'd have him for longer. He'd be cheaper. He's younger, but Gilmore is the best.
If it doesn't work out,
yep,
dare I say, it could cost a Super Bowl.
And again, like I don't think the Niners want to put themselves out there. It's you traded up for Brandon Ayuk that almost crashed and burned when you felt Trent Sherfield was better than him for 2 weeks. You know, like maybe they just feel like the Rams now. You know what? We'll focus our drafting on days 2 and 3.
I don't think you have to do. I mean, the Rams have drafted some decent people in the second round. They really have. I don't think the 49ers need to stick to just drafting and trading up. I think they can trade assets away in a way like they did for Trey Lance, but that was still to trade up. I feel that they should mix. They should solve this with a 100% guarantee corner that will work out.
Yeah, agreed.
So they're going to have to give up quite a bit of capital to get Gilmore, though. What do you think they give up for him? Because they have no.
Yeah, the thing with Gilmore is you don't really want him if you could get him for like a 1 or a 2 year deal. If he's a guy, and I don't think he's gonna. Maybe he gets a 3 year deal somewhere. I wouldn't give it to him. But if you can get him on a 1 year, 2 year deal, do that. Make a big difference.
Absolutely.